Hello everybody, welcome to another George Crafts crochet tutorial. In this video today we are going to talk about increasing and decreasing your work. So it's kind of the next step up after you've learned the basic stitches. Don't worry if you haven't got the hang of the basic stitches. If this is the first time you're seeing one of our videos, just click on our YouTube channel, George Crafts, and there's some other videos on there that will show you your basic stitches, some bits about equipment. So yeah, any questions, just get in touch. We don't bite, I promise. But today we're going to do increases and decreases. So I've already done a little bit of preparation. So I've got my 6.5mm hook there, and I've got some t-shirt yarn which I've started doing some prep work for, just to show you a few bits and pieces. So I've started off just with a row of treble crochets, and then I've just gone a little way along so I can finish showing you what we're doing. So I'll just recap with you as I go along. So to do a treble crochet, wrap the yarn around the hook, place your hook through the work, bring the yarn back, join the first 2 loops together and the second 2 loops together. Okay, so this is my last stitch on this row. So I'm going to wrap my yarn around, put the hook through and bring my yarn back with me, and then close the first 2 loops and the second 2 loops. So as we've talked about in the past, to go on to your next row you would do a turning chain. Normally I would do 3 chain stitches for my turning chain on treble crochets. If I want to increase the number of stitches in this row, I will just increase the number of chain stitches in my turning chain. It really is that simple. Just to show you what I mean, so it's a little bit clearer, we'll do a little demo. So my normal turning chain would be 1 chains, 2 chains, 3 chains, because I'm working in treble crochet. But say I want to put a few more stitches in, so we'll just do another chain there and another chain there. So you still count back 1, 2, 3, and then I'll start putting my chains, my trebles in the 4th stitch of the chain. Okay, so wrap around, and this is going to be quite fiddly, so bear with me. Put your hook through. It's a good thing about t-shirt yarn, it's pretty tough, so you can do what you want with it. Bring your hook through your loops like you normally would, and then wrap around, another fiddly one, hook through, yarn back and around, and then yarn around, hook through, and just keep treble crocheting along just as you were before. Okay, so I'm running out of yarn here, but you can see that by the time I get to the end of this row I will have grown my work over here. So I've got another 1, 2, 3 stitches on top of what I already had in my row. Okay, so that's your increases. So like, just to recap, all we did is we did our 1, 2 rows of trebles like we wanted to do, and then on the 3rd row we made the increases. So we made our turning chain as we normally would to go round the corner, and then we just added extra loops in the chain so we could increase. Okay, so I'll show you again just to do a bit of a recap. So I'm just going to unpick my work just from what we've just done. So just put my hook back in. So we've got 1 row, a turning chain, and the start of another row. We're going to do the last treble, so yarn around the hook, hook through the work, grab hold of the yarn and bring it back, bring the hook through the first 2 loops and the second 2 loops. That's your second row of trebles is now complete. If I wanted to do a third row, all I would do is my turning chain. So that's 1, 2, 3. But I want to increase my work in this next row here. So we're just going to go 4, 5, okay? And then I count backwards like I would do on a foundation chain to start my work. So 1, 2, 3. I'm still doing my turning chain. This is my turning chain. So we're just going to start crocheting, whoops, into 1, 2, 3, into the 4th one, okay? The 4th one back from your hook. And now you get to watch me struggle with these fiddly stitches again. There we go. So yarn round, hook through, bring the yarn back, close 2 loops, close another 2 loops, yarn round, hook through, if you can manage it. And this is the problem with t-shirt yarn as well, because it's so springy, it can be hard to get your hook through. There we go. So bringing your yarn back, and again closing the loops. You see these stitches, they wouldn't have been here before had it not been for the extra chains on the turning chain, okay? So carry on, and you're back into the stitches that were already there. Okay, good. So that's your increases. What I want to show you now is the decreases. So just unravelling a bit. Okay, so we've got our row of work and we've started our next row. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches here. Okay, 1, 2. So we'll try and make it to 5. So this is 3. 4. So say I want to decrease now, okay? So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches here. What we're going to do is what's called treble 2 together. So wrap our yarn around the hook as normal, put the hook through and bring the yarn back. So that would be the start of your treble, but we're going to treble 2 together. So we wrap the yarn round again and then we go in the next stitch and bring our yarn back. So bring 1, 2, 3. There we go. So now you can see, just pull that so I get my hook out of the way. You can see along the bottom we've got our 6, but here we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's called treble 2 together, and that's the easiest way to decrease your stitches. Now I've worked in treble crochet here, but this technique that I've shown you for both the decreases and the increases works for any of the stitches. So instead of treble 2 together, you can half treble 2 together, or you can double 2 together. The technique is the same. You just start your stitches but don't close your loops. So I'll just show you what I mean. Let's just do some double crochet. Okay, so finished my row of trebles, my turning chain, oops, okay, and now I'm just going to do some double crochet for you. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if I want to double crochet 2 together, put my hook through the work just for normal like double crochet, bring the yarn back, and then in the next stitch put my hook through the work again and bring the yarn back, and then I just join up all 3 loops. So those 2 double crochets are now joined together, and along the top you can see you've just got the 1 stitch. So I'll show you half treble. I'll just go back again. So just extend my turning chain. So normal half treble, yarn around, through the work, yarn back, join all your loops up. Yarn around, through the work, bring back, join all the loops up. So we'll show half treble 2 together. Yarn around, through the work as normal, yarn back as normal. Don't join your loops up, but go yarn around, hook through the work in the next stitch, and back again. So now you've got all your loops. All you do is just join them up in one movement. Okay, so the technique of putting 2 together, very simple, works for all your basic stitches. Okay, I just would like to show you one more thing, and you might come across this, as often happens when you're working in the round or you're trying to shape something, okay, and you might get asked to put 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 even of your new stitches into 1 stitch. Okay, so I'll just show you how to do that, since as I've made these nice and loopy already so you can see. So we've done half trebles, so I'm going to put 3 half trebles into 1 stitch. Okay, so yarn around, hook through and bring back. That's 1 half treble into the stitch. Yarn around and then hook through the same space you went into. Bring it back and close them all together. Yarn around again, hook through the same space and close your loops together. So that's 3 half treble stitches, all of those 3, okay, that you can see there. So 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, they've all gone into the same hole. Okay, so that is another way of increasing your work. They use it a lot when you're working in the round, okay. Don't worry about working in the round, I will do another tutorial for that. But in the meantime, if you guys have any questions, any queries, there's something you want me to do a tutorial for, just let me know in either the comments underneath this video or on georgecrafts.co.uk, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, enjoy your crafting, and yeah, keep in touch.